Hello everyone, I am Snappy Cappy, non-professional astrologer and oracle reader, back with another oracle video. As you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be doing another oracle moon reading for the 2022 Libra new moon, which is set to take place on September 25th at 2:54 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. In short, this Libra new moon is a time for us to try and develop more interpersonal connections, as Libra is the sign of partnerships. And since Libra is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, this could also be a time for some of us to start to focus more on our own personal aesthetic. These readings will be a 3-card spread, and these are what each of the cards are going to represent. First card pulled is going to represent what is coming to an end. Second card pulled shows what you need to be focusing on during this time. Third card pulled will show you what resources are available for you to rely on during this time. As always, I like to separate each of my oracle moon readings based on the zodiac element. And I always encourage people to not just check out the ones that are for your sun sign, please also go to the elements that are of your moon sign and your rising sign as well. Timestamps will be in the description box. Alright, so the first reading, as always, is going to be for the fire signs. The fire placements, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, sun and moon, and or rising. Let us see your 3-card spread for this Libra new moon. Alright, fire placements, your first card pulled, and your first card pulled is going to represent what is coming to an end for you. And that is going to be this, I never know if I'm going to say this right, disseminating moon. Take time to breathe out. So that's telling me that a time of chaos and a time of just very overwhelming emotions, stressful events that have taken shape. This is basically indicating that all of that is basically going to die away and you no longer have to continue forth with that stress. Basically, whenever the disseminating moon pops up, it's to show you that you are now reaching a calm moment where all that can be left behind, essentially. And I understand that that's basically what life is in a nutshell. It's all a bunch of up and down feelings, stressed one moment, not stressed one moment. But right now, let's just forget about what's going to come for the future and just focus on the fact that you need to put yourself in a mentally tranquil place. And this could go one or two ways. If there's another way, maybe, seek it out for yourself, but other ways I'm seeing it is you were finally done with whatever it was that was happening. Maybe you were done at your work. You were done taking crap from your boss, maybe. You were done taking crap from the people around you. Maybe you were doing the workload all along and you just weren't getting enough credit. And so maybe there was just drama just happening in the workforce. Or it could also have to do with the fact that it could have been a partnership, whether romantic or platonic. Maybe you're just tired of someone's BS. You're just tired of their drama. You're tired of their negative energies. And you just, in whatever scenario, you were the one that decided to cut it off. Maybe for some of you, maybe that's quitting your job. It's going to be worth it right now to quit your job for some of you. Some of you probably thought, is it going to be worth it? Well, if you can't take that stress and you need to work on your mental health, maybe that's the best time to do that. Or if it is pertaining to some sort of partnership, as we are coming to this Libra new moon, which is about partnerships, this could also be the time of just calling it quits. If something's not working out, there's no reason to pick up that dead weight and trying to make it work. If you're tired of someone's drama and it's just not for you anymore, it's okay. Just walk away. You need to focus on you. But the other aspect I was seeing, instead of you cutting it yourself, this could also be a possibility of you just want to wait till things come to an end. And that's also a total Libra thing to do, is that Libra energy does not like confrontations. They're peacemakers, right? They don't want all that drama and that conflict. So yeah, I think that maybe that could also indicate that aspect in the sense of, even though so badly you want to, you just don't want to cause what you feel might be unnecessary drama. You just want to ride the waters, or whatever the phrase is. You just want to ride out the waves and just see what happens afterwards. But ultimately, no matter what, whether it's you're cutting it short or you're just waiting for the stress to die, you're waiting for the drama to die, this is basically the disseminating moon is an indicator that no matter which way, this is the time for you to start relaxing and taking some time out for yourself. All right, the second card pulled for you guys, fire placements. This card is going to represent what it is that you are going to mainly be focusing on for this new moon cycle, and that is the South Node. Don't let the past hold you back. I always sound surprised when that card pops up because honestly, no matter what type of reading I'm doing, whether it's in, off, on camera or off camera, it's kind of not common for this card to pop up. So, when a card finally, makes itself appear, it's kind of exciting. Anyways, maybe some of you, obviously, as this card indicates, are not in the present moment and you're not thinking about the future either. You're just all the way back here. You're so far back you can't even see my hand in the frame. That's how far back you are into the past, and you need to get back right there. And maybe not all of you are individuals that tend to think about things from the past and are feeling very sentimental about things. Maybe this is also an indicator that maybe some of you out there have just randomly been having dreams regarding people from your past. It doesn't even have to be bad dreams. It's just like people that you used to be friends with, like way, way back in the day that you probably haven't seen for a long time. Maybe for some reason, it could be astrological depending on what is in your chart and what planets are taking shape in your transits. But also, like, you could be having those dreams where it's causing you to wonder why. Why are you thinking about people from your past that no longer matter anymore? Is there something hidden in you subconsciously? Maybe some of you are beating yourselves up about maybe not having there be closure with some people. Maybe you're just thinking, wow, that person that I used to be friends with, whether it ended off on a good note or a bad note, maybe you're just wondering, catching yourself wondering and reflecting on, wow, I wonder how that person is doing. And maybe this could also be an indicator of, thinking about the past. I'm going to put a positive spin on this, because even though it says don't let the past hold you back, I don't just want to think of it in negative terms either. I want to think of it in positive terms too, for the fact of, maybe you're just feeling very sentimental. You're just reflecting. It's, for some of you, it's not necessarily that you're being obsessed with, things that you did wrong or things that could have gone right, and you're just beating yourself up over it. Maybe some of you are feeling that way, sure. But also the positive spin on it is for some of you, if you're not necessarily feeling that way towards it, maybe some of you are just wanting to reflect. You're wanting to reflect maybe how you were as a person back then to how you are now. And you're going through, you're looking back on all that spiritual and emotional growth. Like, it's an indicator of you have come such a far way. Whether it's you thinking about the past negatively or positively, it's just showing you that you have come so far in life that there's no reason to just constantly compare it to now. You are on the track to something great. So while it is good to reflect and, not to say that you shouldn't think about memories or that you should stop yourself thinking about memories, thinking about some memories can be a beautiful thing, and some memories can make you cringe. Some memories can make you have on the inside, beating yourself up over something. But you know what? You just got to let all that go. You just got to. It's what matters is about the here and now and how far you've come and the goals that you want to project out into the future of what it is that you want to achieve for yourselves even further. All right, and the third card pulled for you guys, the final card for you guys, fire signs, for this reading. This is basically going to show you what you can rely on basically throughout this new moon season, what tools and resources are available for you and what you can rely on. And that is the full moon, surrendering to the divine. So essentially what that tells me, oh God, the lighting. Essentially what this is telling me is immediately the word that comes to my mind is letting fate play out for you, letting the universe basically helping you along the way, because it's all about sharing energies. I'm kind of a nerd about this. I'm all about preaching about manifesting and how everything is all connected. We're all connected. Our energies, we're all energy and we all connect. So whatever it is that you believe in yourself, try not to doubt yourself too much, because the whole key in manifesting is believing that something can happen, and you're not just fixating on doubting that something isn't going to appear. That's basically what this message is surrendering to the divine. So as long as you believe, hey, universe, you're basically saying, universe, I trust you. I trust you. I know some things I have to do for myself, but I know that you're not going to fail me, that I basically have to do everything on my own, and you can give me a little bit of your magic help. And so that's basically what the universe is all about. I'm a firm believer, personally, in things like, you know, that the universe will basically have everything fall into your lap as it should. Whether it's barriers and it's trying to teach you how to get past those barriers, or it's essentially saying, you know what, I got you. Here, you have trust in yourself, you have trust in me. I'm gonna sprinkle all these blessings on top of you. You know, so as long as you surrender to the divine, it's going to work its magic. So don't hold yourself into that pit of doubt, and it'll all work out. So fire placements, that was your reading for this Libra new moon. I will see you guys again for the Aries full moon. All right, next up is the reading for the earth placements. So Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn sun, moon, and or rising. Let us see what is the 3-card spread for you guys for this Libra new moon. All right, first card that's going to be pulled for you guys, it's going to show you what is coming to an end, and that is going to be the full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. So essentially what this card is telling you of what it is that you're going to be letting go of. You're going to be letting go of self-doubt. You're going to be letting go of self-criticism. You're going to stop, like for some of you, comparing yourself to somebody else. So Virgo is obviously a sign that is known to be very perfectionistic. It wants things to be perfect. And as always with that, Virgo they put stress on top of themselves, that they have to be great at everything that they do. But really, you can't expect yourself to be great all the time. If it's something that you need to be working on, then just, practice makes improvement. You can't think that just because someone is, I don't like to use the word better, but like if you find, oh, they're better at me than this, just work on it. Just work on it. And don't think of yourself as wanting to be better than that person. Think of yourself as, I want to be great like that person. I want to be great at that skill like that person has of XYZ that I don't have. Don't think of yourself as, I want to be better, because then that's just going to add more competition, really, essentially. And when you think of yourself as wanting to be better and better and better and better, that's just gonna put more weight on top of the self-doubt when you feel like you are not in fact better. Also, with this card, because it is Virgo is also the sign that relates to health. So when this card pops up, maybe for some of you, you're wanting to focus on like eating healthier. You want to focus on like eating more protein, like if you find like you're not eating as much protein as you should be. If you've just been mainly eating maybe junk food, you're wanting to eat more healthier foods. You are finding maybe, oh, when's the last time that I ate fruits and vegetables? Like when was the last time? Because we need those nutrients, right? And when we eat healthier, and even if it's, even maybe for some of you, you've been thinking about wanting to get into fitness a little bit more, even if it's just walking around the block. It doesn't have to be this excessive exercising. It can just be walking. It can just be a simple little jog. But ultimately, with this Virgo card popping up, eating healthier and getting ourselves moving around, it could cause us to think better about ourselves. It gives us more energy, both physically and mentally. So maybe that's also an indicator of, if you just maybe like worked out a meal plan for yourself, a healthier meal plan for yourself, that could also boost your good mood levels, and then it could probably have you not be filled up with so much self-doubt. But all in a nutshell, that's essentially what this card means. Stop criticizing yourself. And also, maybe some of you are guilty of doing this. You try to criticize others inside your head to make it seem like you're making yourself feel better in that sense, but you know that that's not what you should be doing. So it's like what this card says, you are good enough. Stop doubting. Stop being so harsh with yourself, because you are good enough. All right, second card pulled for you guys. This card is going to show you what you are mainly going to be focusing on during this new moon cycle, and that is the fixed moon. Hold your vision. You're going to be focusing on what it is that you want to be doing. You don't want to listen to other people. And in particular, especially if you're someone that is dominated by fixed sign energy, which is basically Taurus, Leo, Scorpios, and Aquarius. But since, this is the earth signs, Taurus particularly, maybe, especially for Taurus energy, very stubborn. This is basically holding on to your vision, obviously what the card says. You are wanting to go straight to what you want to do. You don't want to hear any outside forces saying, basically giving unsolicited advice. Like, it's kind of like you're thinking, did I ask you to tell me that advice? I don't care. I don't care what your concerns are. I don't care that you think I'm taking giant risks. I don't think that you think I'm wasting my time. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. This is also an indicator that more patience is going to be developing. This could also mean just, again, like having to just clear away people's thoughts from you. Essentially, what this card is saying is that this is the time for you to stay in place. This is the time for you to stand firmly where you're at. Maybe all this time you've been someone that kind of just like goes with the flow with whatever people are trying to say or do. You want to, like, as this Libra energy is here, you probably want or you are the type of person that typically likes to appease people, but you're done with that. There, no more of that energy. You are sick and tired of following what everyone else is saying. But you have to understand, though, that you can understand that whatever it is that you want to do, whatever plans it is that you have for yourself, if people are concerned of where it's going to lead you in life or how it's going to affect you personally, you just gotta, you can still understand the concerns, but really you gotta also let them know that this is your life and that you appreciate their words, but ultimately it's up to you if you want to follow through with it. But also, since this is a fixed card, fixed is here to stay. Fixed is looking for permanence. Fixed is long-term. So for quite some time, whatever it is that you find yourself wanting to get involved with or find yourself wanting to do, it's not just going to be a quick little, it's going to be possibly staying for quite some time, possibly even after this new moon phase. So essentially that's what it's saying, is to just, like the card says, hold your vision and do what's best for you. All right, and the final card pulled for you guys, this card number 3, is going to show you what tools and resources that you can definitely rely on for this new moon, and that is the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. So what's popping out to me in this card of a tool that you can rely on, because I know it sounds kind of contradicting when the message is essentially saying don't let this, don't let that. But really, Leos rule over the heart. And that's partly why they're just so bombastic with like their big bubbly energies and like their dramatics and their like generosity, is because they care so much. So part of what the resources are, it could be your heart. You are such a generous person. You are such a kind person. It's kind of like karmic energy. What we give out to the world is what we give in return. So if you're someone that essentially, if you are someone that considers yourself to have those kind of like Leo type energies with like having that big kind of a heart, you can expect like some blessings to also come forth for you. But also what goes along with this card, with the Leo card, is confidence and self-esteem. So maybe some of you, you're thinking, especially with holding your vision, you are going to be working on your confidence if you find yourself that you are not really much of a confident person in general. And that's very, close-knit with this full moon in Virgo card saying you are good enough. You're now hearing, somewhere along the way, you are hearing those affirmations that you are, and that you feel ridiculous now for ever wanting to compare yourself to somebody. Because with this Leo card, it's basically saying the only thing that you got to compare yourself to is who you were the day before. And also along with Leo is creativity. So there's another resource that you can rely on for yourself is creativity. Leo's got it all, man. You can rely on the big heart, the big generosity. You can rely on the self-esteem. You can rely on the creativity. Leo has it all, man. So just, you have so much abundance here in this card. There is so much abundance. There's multiple tools, multiple resources for you to rely on because of this Leo type energy for this new moon cycle. So take advantage of it all. Don't take any of it for granted. But since the card also says, don't let pride get in the way, don't think that you are above other people, and that also goes with the Virgo card, is don't find yourself, do your best to not find yourself being better than other people. Find yourselves as equal. And just like with this Libra type energy, it's all about finding that perfect balance. All right, Earth placements, so that was your guys' 3-card spread for this Libra new moon. I will see you guys again for the Aries full moon. All right, next up is the reading for the Earth air placements. So Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. Let's see what the cards have in store for you guys for this Libra new moon. All right, air placements, the first card that is pulled for you guys, this is the card that's going to be showing you what's coming to an end for you guys for this Libra new moon, and that is the waxing crescent moon, having faith in your dreams. So ultimately, what this new moon is telling you is that you are finally letting go of the doubt that whatever it is that you are trying to chase after, the goals that you are trying to achieve, the dreams that you're trying to make a reality for yourself, this is the time to stop doubting. I always like to, sometimes when this card is pulled, I think of Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas when he says, just because I cannot see it doesn't mean I can't believe it. That's ultimately what this card is saying. It's saying, well, just because your dreams haven't taken shape yet, that doesn't mean to give up. So for some of you, for this new moon is all about new beginnings. Some of your goals have been reached, and that's probably what's going to end, is that doubt, because you're now finally seeing it, it's taking shape. But also, if it still hasn't taken shape, that just means that you need to give up on giving up. Another possibility for this is that you are finally developing patience. Maybe there is a time that you would obsess about it, like, when is this going to happen? When is this going to take shape? You were just having that period of just obsessing, and that's all you would do. You would just try to rush the process of the universe, and that is something that shouldn't be done, even though, like, it's understandable that when you want something, you feel as though you cannot wait for it. But essentially, that's probably what this card is also meaning, is that, well, you finally reached the stage where you know, maybe you've had talks with people, maybe you've had self-reflection happen, and you're finally at that stage where it's like, well, I guess I should just have patience about it and let time unfold and let the universe, you know, have it all fall into my lap when it's ready, you know, when things feel ready for you. Things will eventually fall into place. It's just meaning that you just gotta hold on a little bit longer. All right, second card pulled for you guys, air placements. The second card pulled is going to show you what it is that you are mainly going to be focusing on for this new moon phase, and that's going to be the super moon. Emotions are running high. So obviously with full moons, that means climaxes are coming, you know, things are reaching its peak. But with supermoons, it has a heavier impact. You are definitely wanting to make things happen, and that goes along with the card of having faith in your dreams. For some of you, you have reached that self-confidence where you are just going for it no matter what. Emotions are running high, that you're not just gonna pretend like everything is fine and that you've all got it under control. You are putting so much passion into this. You are expressing to people how maybe happy you are, how stressed you are, but no matter what, you are wanting to get this done. And maybe you have some anxieties within you, but it's the good kind where you're like, man, I'm so looking forward to this, but your emotions need to kind of be put in check. So it is good to feel excited about things, because usually when the full moon card appears, or a super full moon card appears, it's basically an indicator that the thing that you're wanting, it's a definite yes. Whether it's going to appear right away or eventually, this is a definite yes. It it's definitely around the corner. So feeling excited is always great. It's fantastic. But at the same time, like maybe we get so like wound up in that excitement that we find ourselves, okay, we just need to eventually calm down. It's also an indicator that even though obviously this is a positive sign, like we're feeling excited, that doesn't mean to blow things out of proportion and to just take things with a grain of salt. So with this second card pulled, I am sensing a theme here for you air placements, that there's been something big that you've been wanting to have happen, and that could be anything. It depends on the individual, but whatever it is that you've been wanting to make happen for yourselves, this is basically the theme with this dream card, having faith in your dreams, and then the supermoon, which is a card that indicates yes, 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 on so many levels, yes. Goals are happening, dreams are turning into a reality. So that is essentially what it feels like you guys are going to be focused on if you already are not focused on it. But this is a card that's essentially showing you that you are focused on making it big with your dreams. And then the third card pulled for you guys, air placements. This card is going to show you what tools and resources are available for you to rely on during this time, and that is the new moon in Gemini. Communication is key. Just as a side note, I'm not gonna lie, I think truthfully, out of all the readings that I've ever had, whether it's been on camera or off camera, this card, I believe, is the one that appears the most. So what does that tell us about us? So essentially, Gemini, it's a very communicative planet. Gemini is a very social planet. It relies on others instead of themselves. They need to be constantly surrounded by individuals with like-minded interests, even people who don't share the same interests as themselves. They love being around all different types of personalities. They love hearing other people's stories. So essentially, this is a really good tool for you guys to rely on. And you guys are air signs yourself. How about that? So this is essentially telling you that a good resource, a good tool to rely on is the folks around you. Gemini, and especially, for you guys, air placements, Gemini placements themselves, you guys are ruled by Mercury. This card, Gemini itself, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the planet of communication. So a tool that you can rely on is just to get reassurance from others. You don't have to deal with things all on your own. Gemini feels most comfortable with the people that they surround themselves by. It doesn't necessarily mean to randomly go up to a stranger and start talking to them, although for some of you, if that's your preferred method, go ahead. But ultimately, this is good friends, good family, maybe even good coworkers, and like I said, even strangers, but that's up to any of you who feel comfortable enough to do that. This is essentially a tool, this card saying that the tool is your speaking, your communication, which is whether it's through actual writing, text, talking. That's essentially what this card is telling you. It's basically to rely on words. And sometimes we can tell ourselves reassurance over and over again. Even if it's the best advice we could give us, it still feels best if we talk it out with somebody, even if that other person is going to tell us the exact same things that we told ourselves. But there's just something about connecting with another individual to you guys. And even if you guys don't have, even if you're watching this and you don't have air placements, if you're someone out there that finds comfort and reassurance in talking to somebody else, there's just something about that, kind of partnership there that helps give us more reassurance. So even if we can give ourselves the best advice possible, sometimes it's not good enough. We need a helping hand sometimes. Gemini energy is great in expressing themselves, even if it sometimes can be very jumping all over the place, because Gemini gets easily distracted. They just constantly love being mentally stimulated. They need to feel mentally active. They get bored easily. They just want to jump from topic to topic. They want to just jump from one social group to another. They want to be the type of person that wants to be friends with such a diverse group of people, that this is essentially what it's saying. It's just express yourself as often as you can. Don't be afraid to reach out to others for any reassurance that you need. So for you guys right now, for this reading, for you guys air placements, for air placements, it's essentially saying that right now it's best to not really be isolated at this point. Surround yourselves with people that you love. Surround yourselves with people that you have fun with. Surround yourselves with people that, especially for air placements. Air placements are cognitive. They're very intellectual. Surround yourselves with like-minded individuals like that, where you feel challenged, like you feel intellectually challenged, and you want that challenge. Like, surround yourselves with intellectual folks. Because right now, indicated in this reading, words are key. Alright, air placements, those were your cards for this Libra new moon. I will see you guys next time for the Aries full moon. Alright, the final reading is for the water placements. So, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. Let us see what is in store for you guys for the Libra new moon. Alright, water placements, the first card that is going to be pulled for you is going to show you what is coming to an end, and that is the new moon in Capricorn. Your hard work is paying off. It's what this card is saying. So Capricorn is definitely the most ambitious sign of the entire zodiac. Capricorns are such workaholics. So that's what this card is meaning by your hard work is paying off. Capricorns give themselves, well, depending on the person, but like Capricorns are known to not really give themselves much break. They are going to keep going and going and going, climbing up that mountain, as they are the sign of the mountain goat. They are going to keep climbing and climbing and climbing until they reach their destination, until they've reached that goal. And essentially what this is saying is, obviously this hard work is paying off. This could indicate that this is going to be a fresh new time for you guys professionally. Maybe there's going to be a job promotion, or maybe there's a place where maybe you have just been hired or are going to be hired at some other place that you find suits you best, suits the environment best compared to maybe the environment that you're in. Maybe for some of you, you feel like you guys aren't being taken seriously, and maybe that you guys, if you are going to be hired at some place new, you feel like you are going to be surrounded by individuals who are definitely going to take you seriously and give you credit where credit is due. So that could be an indicator for some of you. Obviously, when cards are pulled, we should not be expected that, for instance, since this is the water sign reading, that doesn't necessarily mean that for every meaning that I am pouring out. That's why I like to come up with additional meanings, because not all meanings are going to be the same for every person out there. So for water placements, that doesn't mean, like, whatever I'm saying of one thing, it doesn't mean it's going to apply to all people with water placements. So for some of you, maybe you guys are people who do what it takes. Like, no BS. You are going to do what it takes. You are going to discipline yourself as much as you can. But another thing that that's popping out with this card is the fact that maybe for some of you, this could be a new start to actually putting in self-discipline. Maybe for some of you out there, there had been no discipline. There had been no motivation. But now some of you are sensing that now's the time to come for that. Some of you feel like you guys are finally going to have that self-motivation to be doing the things that you are wanting to set out for yourselves. Capricorn is a very sturdy, solid, and rigid sign. So if you're going to go in, you got to go all in. No looking back. Also, Capricorn is very serious. Capricorn energy is very serious about their plans. They are the type of people that think so far ahead. They are the type of people where, like, when you're at job interviews, there's that question of, where do you see yourself in 5-10 years? They've already got that. They've already got that laid out. They've got that laid out, no problem. They have a blueprint of their future. So whatever it is that's going to work out for them, or for any individuals who are seeing this card of this reading, that's to say that whatever it is that you are wanting to go towards, you're going to be serious about this. And this is going to be something that's going to be long-term for you. This isn't going to be just a little short snippet of something and then you just move on because you're bored. If it's something that you really want, you are going to chase it with a passion. And Capricorn is also a very responsible sign, so maybe picking up on responsibilities. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn, while some of us don't favor Saturn because it's such a planet that puts down boundaries and restrictions. It's basically as the not so fun planet essentially, but this is to tell you need to have some of that Saturnian You need to have some of that Saturn energy. That's maybe some of you who are watching this, you feel like recently you've been lacking in that department. You're feeling like you want more structure, you want more discipline, you want more responsibilities. You want to transform that whole, like, you want to go through that whole emotional transformation, essentially. But also what needs to be careful upon, or what needs to be watched over, is the fact that Capricorn energy can be controlling. Capricorn basically, essentially, it's like, no, you're not doing that right. I'll show you how to really do it. It's kind of like Virgo energy, except Capricorn is definitely way more serious about it. So if you find that you're someone who tends to do that, or if you find yourselves being surrounded by someone who tends to do that, you might want to avoid that. But essentially that is what I'm seeing with this Capricorn card, is that there's going to be more discipline, there's going to be more ambition and more motivation involved. All right, the second card pulled for you guys. This card is going, what this card is going to represent. It's going to represent what it is that you are going to be focusing on mainly for this new moon, and that is going to be the third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. So essentially, you can think of this obviously like a puzzle box. You're just trying to move all the pieces around to find what is the proper pieces for the other ones. And essentially that's what it is. If you find that something you're trying to force have happen, you're sticking that wrong puzzle piece in another piece, but it's clearly not where it needs to be, even though maybe you're trying to force it, maybe not. It's time to try to find the correct piece for that placement. That's essentially what this card is. It's basically, you want to go after something, but not everything of what's in place for it is where it needs to be, and that's where obviously the message comes from of adjustments need to be required, or adjustments are required. Essentially, this card is all about re-evaluating a situation at hand. Maybe for some of you, there's been this plan that has been, set in place. Maybe it even involves a group effort, or maybe it's just you on your own. But you've been wanting things to have happen, but then there's outside factors. There's outside factors. If you are working alone, there's those outside factors that are telling you, are you sure that it should really be like this? Are you sure this is how you want things to go? But if it is with a group of people, maybe you guys are just not seeing things eye to eye. You think that this is not how it should be, but they think this is how this should be. So, again, it's all about finding that right puzzle piece. Where my mind is going at for an example of this is just an example. Maybe some of you who have water placements and are, seeing this video, maybe you are someone who's fitting the bill exactly like this, but this is just the example that I see. Maybe someone who just got out of high school wants to go to their dream college, and they know that they want to get to that. They know that they want to get to that point, but there's other factors involved that are just kind of just needing a little bit of that fixture. So have you thought of what you're going to do financially? What are you going to be doing full-time and part-time? What are you going to be doing for a job to support yourself? Where are you going to be staying? You see this whole big picture, but then it's there's these other factors where you just need a little bit of those adjustments and be able to secure that goal of wanting to go to your dream college. And that also matches with the Capricorn new moon card, hard work paying off. You are doing what you can to chase after something, but there's just these little things that just need some adjustments. All right, guys, water placements, the third card pulled for you guys. And this is going to be the card that's going to show you what resources, what tools it is that you can rely on during this time, and that is the gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. I kind of have to geek out a little bit because all three of these cards in this order has a major solid theme in working hard, adjusting, and then, oh look, after all those adjustments, you are getting closer to your goals now. So with the whole college example that I gave, you have now, you fixed all that needed to be fixed. You've moved around what needed to be moved around. Okay, now the wheels are turning a bit better, and now you're heading towards that goal that you've been wanting to have happen. So the gibbous moon, and I don't think you can tell from here, the gibbous moon is the phase that comes before the full moon, and the full moon is the time of climaxes, a time of things like, you know, reaching its peak. So this is a good time to be reviewing your goals. You want to be reflecting on what it is that you are trying to set out after. And just like with this Capricorn card, you are remaining focused. This is a cool reading. This is all about chasing dreams, making your dreams into a reality. So you've done all the adjustments that you felt were required to do to get you onto this path, this new path under this new moon. And this is a for sure sign. This is a for sure sign that you are definitely heading in the right direction. This card is essentially telling you that the momentum is building. If you felt like there was stagnation before, that's nothing really to worry about anymore. So again, with you guys, working extremely hard, adjusting things that need adjusting, and then finally moving past the adjustments and then gaining that momentum, being focused on your goals, and then finally moving forward to what it is that you want to do. All right, water placements. Those were the cards that I had for you guys for this Libra new moon. I will see you guys during the Aries full moon. So those were all the messages and words that I had for you guys for this Libra new moon, and the next time that I will be doing another Oracle moon reading will be 2 weeks from now, when it will be the Aries full moon. Thank you all who have stopped by to watch this video. I hope you all have a blessed new moon, and until I upload the next time, please be sure to hit the subscribe button to gain additional access to my content, as well as having me gain additional support onto my channel. Please also make sure to like and to share, and until then, take care.